So this is the Go series monopod from Coman. Now Coman got very popular with their travel tripod that they made a few years ago. And since then they've also made some other travel tripods which have become my favorite just tripods period. But this is a new product from them that they're actually right now launching on Kickstarter. And it is the Go series monopod. The point of the Go series monopod is to, as the name suggests, be able to go get really quickly from setup to filming and have a monopod that's going to do everything you need to do, but also get out of your way and let you be able to accomplish what you need to in terms of getting the footage that you want very quickly, very easily. Just spoiler alert right up front, I've been really happy with this monopod and how it's worked. This is, I think, the exact amount of sturdiness that you want. I trust my cameras on this, even like going up to, the camera's probably sitting at top of the camera over 6 foot right now. I can step away and not worry about whether the camera is going to fall over or whether I'm going to have problems, even with a little bit of wind. This is obviously a mirrorless camera, but I do have a 100mm lens on there, so a little bit longer lens. I often use this and have most often used this with my Canon C70, which is a cinema camera, a smaller cinema camera, to be fair. Completely comfortable setting the camera and then stepping away from it if I need to, or being on camera if I'm doing something like this. And really, this is becoming one of my most used camera holding devices while I'm filming. It's really simple. You saw me just now going higher and lower, so height adjustment is super simple. All you have to do is lift this handle and then you have the full range available to you of height adjustment. And at any point, if you're like, this is the height I want to be at, you just click the handle back into place and you're locked and ready to go. Angle adjustment is also very easy, simple, straightforward. It is a foot release. You just push down, and when you hear that click, the monopod is still going to stay in place. Now, again, that depends on how heavy a setup you have up here, because there is some resistance there to hold it in place, but you can also move it, which also allows you to get some fluid movement in there, which is very nice. I'm able to just leave it there and it's still engaged, so I can move it to whatever position I want to. On the fluid head here, there is a bubble level, so I can get that level to where I want it to be and then disengage, and it's going to immediately click back into place, and you know that you are locked where you want to be now. There's 3 pieces to this setup. One is this bottom, which is really a tripod setup. It has 3 legs, and at each point you have a push button. So right here on the legs, you push this button and you can disengage this middle piece. On the fluid head, this one's actually a locking push-in mechanism that will attach the entire fluid head assembly. One thing that also opens up is the ability to take the fluid head directly into the legs and give us some more options, and you can just kind of at that point delete this middle piece. You don't have the height adjustment at that point, but you can get much lower angles or be desktop, tabletop, something like that as well. Just this handle, and you can adjust the height as necessary. You do have this strap on here, and it's a very sturdy strap. I'm not sure exactly what material that is made of, but that's not going to rip without really trying to cut that. If we go up to the fluid head now, we have a locking mechanism to engage the ability to pan our shots. The panning on here is really smooth, a lot smoother than some even more expensive fluid heads that I have seen before, and certainly more smooth than a lot of the budget ones. Then you can just lock that into place. I'm actually going to move that over here so you can kind of see the tilt knob as well. Again, we can lock that and unlock that and adjust smoothness of this. Now, I'm not going to pretend that there's a ton of adjustment level here between locked and fully open, but there is some, and in any case, it is still a very smooth movement that we're able to get here. Right now, the length of this handle right here is very short, and that is also restrictive in how smooth of a movement we're able to get sometimes, but with just turning this to the right, we can lengthen that handle, and again, very smooth movement tilting up and down. And I've been very happy with the shots that I've been able to get with the pan and tilt on this monopod and being able to get really smooth footage with that. Now, the one gripe that I have had with this, it's a pretty minor complaint, to be fair, but with the locking mechanism for the fluid head and the quick release plate that's on here, the locking mechanism is actually really nice. It's spring loaded, so you can move it forward and backward wherever you want, and regardless, you just let this go and the springs lock it back in place. It's a very tight lock. I feel comfortable and setup feels safe, so I'm not concerned about that. However, once you have disengaged that lock, it can sometimes be a little bit of an effort to kind of get that lock to re-engage. You have to kind of pull back, and then eventually it's going to catch and go back to locked. And from there, again, it's really simple to move the plate wherever you want to, get the right angle for your camera, or the right balance for your camera rather, and then lock it into place wherever you want to. The only reason that I really even bring it up is because the rest of this system is so easy to go very, very quickly with to whatever style of shooting you're doing, wherever you want to be, whatever angle you want to be shooting at, whatever height you want to be shooting at, and get to that very quickly. The locking mechanism is the one thing that leaves a possibility of potentially slowing you down by having to mess around with that for a few seconds. Again, all in all, very happy with the design of this monopod so far. Have really enjoyed this system. Other than the one small gripe with the locking mechanism, I think this is a great monopod setup, and it's going to become a very regular part of my workflow. So if you're watching this now while the Kickstarter campaign is still going on, and you're looking for a monopod setup, I would definitely recommend look into this and see if it fits your workflow.